For those following a ketogenic diet, this classic treat seemed out of reach. Until now. Traditional puff pastry relies heavily on wheat flour and gluten to create its signature texture, but with some clever substitutions and techniques, we can create a keto-friendly version that's surprisingly close to the real deal. Let's take a look at the science and art of making keto puff pastry. Puff pastry is a type of laminated dough. It's made by folding butter into the dough many times, creating alternating layers of dough and fat. When baked, the water in the butter turns to steam, causing the layers to separate and puff up. In our keto version, we'll use almond flour and coconut flour to replace wheat flour, xanthan gum to mimic gluten's elasticity, butter, still keto-friendly, and cream cheese for added structure and flavor. For our keto puff pastry, you'll need 1½ cups of almond flour, 1/4 cup of coconut flour, 1 teaspoon of xanthan gum, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 8 ounces or 1 cup of cold unsalted butter, cubed, 4 ounces of softened cream cheese, and 1 to 2 tablespoons of ice water if needed. Mix dry ingredients. In a large bowl, mix almond flour, coconut flour, xanthan gum, and salt. Prepare the fat mixture. In a separate bowl, cream together the cold butter cubes and softened cream cheese. Combine. Gradually add the dry ingredients to the fat mixture, stirring until a soft dough forms. Be careful not to overmix. Chill. Wrap the dough tightly in plastic wrap and refrigerate for at least an hour. This allows the flours to hydrate and the fats to firm up. Roll and fold. After chilling, roll out the dough on parchment paper into a rectangle about 1/4 inch thick. Fold the dough into thirds like folding a letter. This is your first turn. Repeat. Roll out the dough again and repeat the folding process. This is your second turn. Continue. Repeat this process of rolling and folding for a total of 4 to 6 turns. If the dough becomes too soft to work with at any point, return it to the refrigerator for 15 to 20 minutes before continuing. Final chill. After your final turn, wrap the dough tightly and chill for at least 2 hours or overnight before using. Alright, let's talk about some tips for success. Temperature control is really crucial. Keep your ingredients and work surface cool to prevent the butter from melting into the dough. Be gentle when handling the dough. Keto flours are more delicate than wheat flour and can become tough if overworked. Use parchment paper when rolling out the dough to prevent sticking and make folding easier. And don't rush the process. The chilling steps are essential for achieving those flaky layers. Now let's move on to troubleshooting common issues. If your dough is too dry and crumbly, add a small amount of ice water, 1 teaspoon at a time, until it comes together. For sticky dough, dust your work surface and rolling pin with a little almond flour. If the dough tears easily, it might be too warm. Just chill it for 15 to 20 minutes before continuing. And for uneven layers, make sure you're rolling the dough to an even thickness each time to confirm uniform layers. Finally, let's explore some variations and uses. Once you've mastered the basic keto puff pastry, you can experiment with different flavors and applications. For savory variations, add herbs or spices to the dry ingredients. For sweet variations, incorporate a keto-friendly sweetener into the dough. You can make keto turnovers by filling the pastry with a low-carb fruit compote or savory meat filling. Keto cheese straws are easy. Just cut the pastry into strips, twist, and bake with grated cheese on top. For an impressive main dish, use the pastry to wrap a seasoned beef tenderloin for a keto Wellington. And for a sweet treat, shape the dough into pastries and fill with sugar-free custard or cream cheese for keto Danish pastries. Nutritional considerations. Keto puff pastry is significantly lower in carbohydrates than traditional puff pastry. However, it's still calorie-dense because of the high fat content. Here's a rough breakdown per serving, which is 1/8 of the recipe. Calories, 300 to 350, fat 30 to 35 grams, protein 8 to 10 grams, and net carbs 3 to 5 grams. Remember to factor these macros into your daily keto meal plan. Advanced techniques. For those looking to take their keto puff pastry to the next level, consider these advanced techniques. Inverse puff pastry. Instead of encasing the butter in dough, encase the dough in butter for even flakier results. Rough puff pastry. A quicker method where larger pieces of butter are left in the dough, creating a more rustic texture. Flavored butter blocks. Infuse your butter with herbs or spices before incorporating it into the dough for added flavor complexity. Storage and make-ahead tips. Keto puff pastry can be stored in the refrigerator for up to 3 days or frozen for up to 3 months. To freeze, wrap the dough tightly in plastic wrap, then in aluminum foil. Label with the date and contents. Thaw overnight in the refrigerator before using. You can also prepare and shape your pastries ahead of time, then freeze them unbaked. Bake directly from frozen, adding a few extra minutes to the baking time. Final thoughts. Creating keto puff pastry needs patience and practice, but the results are well worth the effort. This versatile dough opens up a world of low-carb baking possibilities, allowing you to enjoy flaky, buttery pastries while staying true to your ketogenic lifestyle. The key to success comes from temperature control, gentle handling, and giving the dough plenty of time to rest between turns. With these techniques in your culinary arsenal, you'll be creating impressive keto-friendly pastries in no time. Your taste buds and your keto-loving friends will thank you. Please subscribe to our channel for more delicious recipes and tips.